Hello there, Mouseketeers! Before I begin this delightful Disney review that I'm sure everyone will love and no one will have strong feelings about whatsoever, it's my pleasure and delight to recognize my Patreons, without whom I would probably still be doing the same thing, but nowhere near as happy as I am now. And so, to John Borg, James Gibbons, and Bradley Emile Julian, I send you a hearty and heartfelt thank you for supporting me and my wish to talk about movies and do other stupid things online. If you would like to become part of my own little Mouseketeer club, the Jaceketeers, so to speak, now that's a terrible name, please consider signing up to be my Patreon. You can do it for less than what it takes to buy a Big Mac meal at McDonald's, and let's face it, it's better for you. And now, come with me, second star to the right and straight on till morning. Let's talk about Disney's big 100th anniversary extravaganza, Wish! Oh, you're not ready for such a huge and important landmark? Well, don't worry. Neither was Disney. Wish is a 2023 animated feature film from Disney, starring the voices of Ariana DeBose, Chris Pine, and Alan Tudyk, the guy from Firefly. In it, a young woman named Asha lives in a kingdom where people live in peace and harmony. In exchange for granting them peace and harmony, the residents give their most heartfelt wishes to the ruler of the kingdom, a sorcerer named Magnifico. Yes, really. Who sometimes grants them, but most of the time doesn't. Totally doesn't sound sinister at all. Upon learning that her 100-year-old grandfather's wish will never be granted, Asha sings a song and makes a wish of her own so powerful that a star comes down to Earth just to shut her up. Just to grant it. And now Asha the star and a wisecracking talking goat must free the wishes from Magnifico and return them to their rightful owners. Movies like Wish are hard for me to talk about because I feel like it's given me precious little to talk about. Wish, as I said, Disney's big 100th anniversary animated movie, is Unambitious Fluff, a film that is so forgettable and unsurprising while at the same time being good enough to be fine and not bad enough to be bad. Like a late-era South Park special, this movie doesn't have the decency to go one way or the other. It's passable, inoffensive entertainment with a couple of catchy songs and funny jokes, but it's like enjoying a fine dinner of fried air. There is absolutely nothing that will stick to your bones. It takes no risks, makes no waves, and out of all of the films I have seen this year, this one has to be the most recent. The art style is fantastic, I will give it that. The world of Wish takes place in a land where the newfangled 3D animation of today meets the 2D animation of yesterday. The result is a movie that looks unique to anything Disney has done and even has a few moments where the 2D backgrounds are suddenly revealed to be 3D. In those moments, I felt the same kind of excitement I felt when I first saw deep canvas being used in Tarzan. And then I remembered I was watching Wish, and I calmed the heck down. The downside to this is that using this same shading on the characters themselves make them look like cel-shaded video game cutscenes. But still, I liked it. The vocal performances are fine. Ariana DeBose is fine as Asha, and I appreciate how the writers and actors gave her a sense of growth through her performance as the movie progressed. The problem is, and this is not DeBose's fault in the least little bitty bit, I think the Disney writers have forgotten how to write timeless dialogue. If you were to watch any random scene from The Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast 10, 50, or 100 years from now, very little will have passed into antiquity. Movies like Wish or Raya and the Last Dragon are so desperate to give their heroes a contemporary feel that the dialogue just simply isn't evergreen anymore. Wish, for example, uses that awkward humor you might see in a Melissa McCarthy comedy, which, to be honest, already feels old and dated, and I can't imagine it's going to get much better as time passes. But the true VO MVP of this movie is Chris Pine, who sounds like he's having an absolute blast playing Magnifico. I was worried about this guy because as a villain, from what I had seen, he seemed kind of unimposing and vanilla, but Wish actually gives us a rather interesting villain origin story, which is something that I don't think Disney's done, at least as far as I know at this very moment. While it is fun to watch this guy descend into full tilt evil, his motivations are very unclear and muddy. We're told he's trying to keep other people from feeling the pain that he felt when his home was destroyed, but the movie pretty much forgets all of that when he goes full Maleficent towards the third act. It gets so bad that even the guy's wife abandons him and isn't even that broken up during his supposed destruction. Sounds like a lot of exes that I know. Wait a second. Is this the first Disney divorce? It's the first Disney divorce! Alan Tudyk plays a talking goat. He's hilarious. Why are you even surprised? This is the guy who comprised the only good part of Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, and if that man can bring a sliver of hope and light into that movie, he can do anything. So if you want to know my major gripe with Wish, it's just that it's so darn generic. No chances are taken, no boats are shaken, and no bones are breaking. It seems that Disney wanted to make this movie as inoffensive and as safe as possible, but in doing so, they have produced something so mind-numbingly par for the course that I can't foresee it being unquestionably enjoyed by anyone over the age of 8. This movie didn't even have the guts to do a character death. Asha's 100-year-old grandfather who never gets his wish granted, I was for sure the movie was going to cack him at any minute to give Wish an emotional scene and give Asha her motivation. But that stubborn old man continued to live all the way to the closing credits. Disney, have you forgotten who you are? And for being a 100th anniversary movie for a studio like Disney, I am doubly shocked that they assembled this movie and thought, yeah, this is good enough for such an auspicious anniversary. A while back, Saber Sparks said something that stuck with me. You have to differentiate between creative Disney and corporate Disney. Corporate Disney is the Disney that we hate. A vile, evil empire that raises park prices, cuts benefits, buys up competitors, and sues daycares. Creative Disney gives us Encanto, Zootopia, and Moana. It's the Disney that lovingly crafts quality storytelling with heart and love. Wish does not feel like it was made by creative Disney. It feels like corporate Disney, who were so desperate for a hit that they shoved creative Disney into a locker and took over. This movie doesn't feel like creativity. It feels like corporation. And corporation and boards and test audiences rarely produce anything of quality. I suppose I should be grateful that they produced something that ended with forgettable and didn't go full into horrible territory. There are a few Easter eggs in this movie which I found a lot more fun to find than the actual movie was fun itself. A few hidden Mickeys are around that are more evident than usual. You see the poison apple from Snow White on Magnifico's desk, and all of Asha's friends are mirrors to the 7 dwarves, and as a special tribute to Walt Disney, Asha has some very disturbing anti-Semitic beliefs. I really wish that Disney had gone full ahead with the fan service, though. This would have been the perfect occasion for them to give us that Mickey is Missing movie that they came up with during the 1980s, where Mickey Mouse is kidnapped, and so Minnie, Donald, and Goofy team up with Basil of Baker Street from The Great Mouse Detective, and they go looking for him. The movie was envisioned to be a detective romp through every Disney animated film ever made, sort of like Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, but no. We needed a Wish movie! And not a hypothetical masterpiece. But that is what we are left with. Something forgettable, safe, and sterile. Wish has its moments, but they are few and far between, and those moments will fade from your memory just as quickly as the rest of this unflavored gelatin will. It's not good enough to remember, it's not bad enough to enrage, Wish is a movie that exists, and I really wish it could have been better than it is. And now I make this most heartfelt wish that you like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and share it if you would be so kind. And join us next time as we find out what Jason watches.